Hello, everyone, and welcome to Believe in the Dallas Cowboys. It's 2 weeks or 2 shows in a row that I've started you off with incredible broadcasting. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh. You can hear me on 97.1 The Freak from 2 to 6 p.m. if you're outside the listening area of Dallas-Fort Worth. That's on the iHeartRadio app. Look up The Speakeasy. That's the name of the show. This is Jesse Holley. He's a former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver, a national champion at North Carolina, and a man who was not supposed to make the Cowboys ever, but did multiple times because he's a bad son of a bitch.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
And we're us. And you can hear Jesse at all these places.
Yes. Hanging with the boys on DallasCowboys.com. A to Z Sports at A to Z Sports. You can also hear me on Believe every day. And coming Monday, you can hear me unfiltered with Jesse Holley. Did I miss anything?
I don't know.
Yeah, unfiltered. That's out. That's coming on Monday. YouTube page coming. So yeah, you'll be able to hear me there as well.
Also, Jesse, I probably don't need to ask you right here, but I'm going to go on vacation next month, towards the end of the month. If you want to do 3 days of radio and make some money with Mike Reiner and Julie, I don't know. Just let me know.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. And also, if you need anything for your YouTube channel, I got extra crap just laying around. I got crap. But anyway, here we are. The Cowboys are going to play a preseason game this weekend. And if you're clicking on this video, it means that you care about the Cowboys a lot, because honestly, now as a guy who does.
And we have to do Believe our sponsors.
Oh yeah. Jesse, God, what a hero. Oh my God. We'd be broke. If you didn't tell me that, we would be doing this and we wouldn't even get to be rich and buy all the stuff off Amazon like I've been ordering the last 8 hours. BetOnline, your number one source for all your betting needs. Do not bet on a preseason game. Y'all are psychos. Don't do it. Go bet on a different sport right now. Just wait on your football. But BetOnline is where you can go for all of the different sports: baseball, boxing, golf, whatever you like. They're the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers. Live betting, favorite casino and card games, available to play right from your phone. You know what? You can bet preseason games. Just don't bet a lot, because juice makes everything fun. Just don't bet a lot. It's a preseason game. You don't know what the hell's happening. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today. Get in on that action. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online where the game starts. Whoop, here we go. I only got a few things, Jesse. You probably got better things than I got. But can I throw something at you real quick? I'm going to throw something at you real quick. And I don't think you can prove this in a preseason game, because my understanding is we're about to get a lot of Will Grier. Like, the Cowboys are so team bubble wrap that they're not even going to risk a lot of Cooper Rush. So I don't know how much you're going to get to see it with Will Grier, but I wonder. And I wonder why.
How I feel.
No.
And I wonder.
No, that's not what I was doing. If Jalen Tolbert continues to have a wonderful preseason.
I like where you're going. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Proceed.
Michael Gallup, it wasn't his fault last year that he wasn't ready to get back out there. But if Jalen Tolbert continues to play really well and look really comfortable, I think Michael Gallup should probably be checking his rear view.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not Jalen Tolbert. Sweet, he's solidified wide receiver 4. Like, we may reach the point where we're like, hey, Jalen Tolbert needs to be on the field, which, holy crap, you imagine saying that a year ago when it was like, hey, Jalen Tolbert is watching Dennis Houston play football. But boy, I'm buying. He doesn't look like a guy that is swimming in the deep end without any floaties anymore. He looks like a dude that is just out there playing. And once you're out there just playing, the dude can play.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at relatively where they were both was drafted, right? Michael Gallup in the second round, and
I think they were both threes.
You got two guys who were drafted in the third round, and I think what you get in both third, perfect. What you get in Jalen Tolbert that you do not get, I believe, in Michael Gallup is you get you get a better arsenal route running ability, right? I think when you're talking about a dude is in his bag or his toolbox, Jalen Tolbert has more of a DeWalt set of tools, right? And Michael Gallup has a screwdriver. And I think now Michael Gallup's screwdriver has been really good because you've had other guys like CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper and those other guys around him where you didn't need him to go into his DeWalt bag of tools. But as you begin to pay a player and you start to evolve with this new offense, you need guys that's going to be able to do more for you. And when you start talking about surgeries, as you well know, especially when it comes to surgeries, you lose a bit of athleticism. You just do. Like I don't know how to make this more apparent to people. Every time someone has to physically cut you open to fix something, you don't become better. You become less of what it may feel better to you, but you become less of what you were. So every time you go get a knee surgery, a back surgery, a neck surgery, you're not better. You're just no longer in pain. And so for Michael Gallup, losing some of that athleticism, and you still kind of see it that he's kind of moving in practice at times. I remember I broke a play down where he was it was bad at the line of scrimmage. It was bad at the top of the route. It was just bad altogether. And you see a guy like Jalen Tolbert who's coming on and pushing on. And again, we always talk about price, right? And there are going to be a lot of guys in this football team when you bunch of talent that's going to look around and say, we may not have a job here and we may have to go somewhere else. I'm not saying that's Michael Gallup right now, but I am with you. I am 100% with you that Jalen Tolbert is on the heels of Michael Gallup pushing for that number 3 wide receiver spot.
Yeah, and other than that, I think my top thing for this game is just going to be go ahead and let Deuce Vaughn be in the mix at the same time that Malik Davis and Rico Dowdle are, so that we can just put this to rest very comfortably and very easily and very quickly that he's better than both of them because he always has been his entire life. And we can just, run him out there with it. Not that it'll be weird because I'm not predicting stat lines because you never know, right? If you don't block, running backs lose yards. Deuce had a -4 or whatever because a dude met him while he was taking a handoff. So it won't be about stat lines, but we'll see it again. The guy who's better at evading tackles, the guy who's got more juice coming through a hole, the guy that can make something out of nothing, the guy that can stay up if the guy doesn't get you firmed up on a tackle. It's going to be Deuce Vaughn. He's going to be the second best running back on this team, but go ahead and throw him in at the same time as those other two guys so people don't pretend the second half was different when it was the same bums blocking the whole time. That was mean. Not bums. The same guys who are competing as depth options on the offensive line is what I meant.
My thing is, I'll start to believe more in Deuce Vaughn when they start to. When they start giving him quality reps, and it does matter. Like, it does. Like, because you and I both know coming into training camp, 40 to 45 guys, 42 guys, they already have spots for, right? Like most training camps, teams know if there's a 53-man roster, 40 to 45 guys, they pretty much know who's going to be a part of this football.
I think I could give you 48 guys right now with 100% certainty of the 53. I could give you 48.
Right.
Offensive line, not going to be totally 100% confident. Will they keep 10 or 11 defensive linemen? Whatever, right? Is Quentin Bohanna or Neville Gallimore going to be on the team or be cut? Like stuff like that. But I give you over 45 right now.
So now it comes what guys are making a difference. And talking about the game, and you and I have been back and forth. You've had this resurgence of love for running backs and all that kind of good stuff. And
it's because I love tiny people.
Yeah.
Short kings.
Short king love.
Short kings.
You know what? A lot of people have been telling me that I've been hating on the short people because I'm tall. And it's not that I hate on short people. I don't discredit short people. I love short people. Short people make the world go round. Short people are in my heart. Short people are around me. They make things happen in this world. I love short people. I also like smart people. And smart even more than short people. I love short people that are really smart. So if you're short and you're smart, I love you even more. And if you happen to be cute, then I may love you even more than that. But,
okay, see, I had a feeling you weren't necessarily just talking about football players. Okay, yeah.
So I say all that to say when it comes comes to Deuce Vaughn, I'm not hating on Deuce. I just want I try to give the most realistic situation and scenarios as possible. And does Deuce make this team? Sure. But when they begin to give him reps earlier in the football game, and it's one thing that's going to be key in this thing. I was thinking about this in the shower this morning, and I was just like, okay, I played with some guys. Like, I played with Tashard Choice. If you ask me today who was a better running back, friendship aside, Tashard Choice is a better running back than Deuce Vaughn. And size may have a part to play in that, right? But who had to play behind Felix Jones and Marion Barber had to find ways to get on the football field. But what was the cause of him getting a jersey every Sunday, being the third running back? He was a core special teams guy. Played on kickoff, played on punt, played on punt return, played on kickoff return. I think out a couple of returns the last preseason game, I didn't see Deuce in any special teams. I need to see more of that. That's going to tell me that they're actually putting him in the plans of things. Because if you're going, I don't believe he's running back number 2, but I do believe he can play running back. But if you're on game day, you will play one of these core special teams. So my only concern is I want to see him in the first half. That tells me that they're trying to get a look at him with some of the best people. And then is he playing on Bones Fossil's core special teams somewhere, whether it's a gunner or a jam or a personal protector or something.
I bet you he's going to be the personal protector.
But I need to see that in the first half.
I hope we do. I think, and I do think he'll be running back too. I think there's a weird thing going on, and no one said this, and so it's literally only in my brain, but this is the way I think it's happening. I think he wasn't in the mix when they were alternating with Rico Dowdle and Malik Davis, because I think those two are competing against each other, and Deuce Vaughn is his own entity. That I think he will have the second most touches amongst the running backs, but I don't know. The NFL's weird, and like they've got their full size guys, and I think those guys are competing with each other. And Ronald Jones and Deuce is his own thing, where whether he's going to be a returner or a personal protector, I think they know that little son of a biscuit is going to make plays for them, and so he doesn't have to alternate with those guys because they're fighting each other, and he lives in his own little Deuce Vaughn world. That's the way it is in my head.
You're saying they're calling Rico Dowdle and they're calling Malik Brown in the room, one pool stick, they break it in half. And then whoever walks out is RB3, and then Deuce just walks over the dead body and just like that.
Or that maybe it's more of a you could call one of those other guys, whoever wins it, the backup running back that alternates normally, and Deuce has packages or whatever, which I don't think you have to. But that's just in my brain. Like, there's nothing about the way they've used them that makes that true. That's just how it's going in my brain, because that's just how good I think Deuce Vaughn is, that he's going to make it, and he already showed he's better than them. And I don't know. It's that clear to me. I'm sorry that he's short. He didn't mean to be. He didn't want to be. Or maybe he did want to be. I don't know.
I'm trying to get the Jeff Cavanaugh vision. I really am. I'm trying to get the Jeff Cavanaugh goes on, and I'm trying to see this thing from your perspective. I'm just.
You will tomorrow.
I'm struggling.
When he does it again tomorrow, you'll be there. And I made Cowboy fans mad today because I watched football last night, and Nolan Smith was out there for the Eagles just whipping ass, and I was like, and I tweeted out with the whoever country guy it is, should have been a Cowboy, and everybody's like, but we needed run defense, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, and we can do run defense in later rounds and at the trade deadline and in free agency. But my first round picks, boy, if you let me have a shot at a pass rushing dude, I'm taking that dude. So I'd like to apologize to the Cowboys fan base who didn't see my tweet, or Zeet or X or whatever they're called, because now I've put it in audio form. So feel free to yell at me in the comments. That would be at youtube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh.
Yeah, they got mad at me too, because the Washington Commanders named Sam Howell their starters, and I went go Heels.
You can't listen, you guys. You got to realize Jesse can be a Cowboy. He's also a Tar Heel, so it don't matter if it's a division rival. If you hear Tar Heel stuff, Jesse has to. You have to represent.
What do I got? Got to represent for that. But yeah, that's going to be a big focus tomorrow. Watching and seeing what Deuce Vaughn does. Another guy I'm watching is a guy they call Stretch, who's listed as a wide receiver, kind of plays a little tight end.
Oh, John Stevens?
John Stevens.
It's so weird to me because every time I hear his name, I keep thinking that it's one of the Joneses. Because I think there's a John, like Steven, I think as one of his sons is named John Stevens. So every time John Stevens makes a play,
right?
What's that?
That was the quarterback that went to Arkansas?
Yeah, and every time John Stevens makes a play in my brain, I'm like, the Jones kid? He's making plays.
The team just off the fact that his name is one of sounds similar to their name. They can take credit for that as well.
Yeah.
I am looking out. I'm looking out for him. And I think because the tight end position, and I think Ferg is all right, let me ask this question. As far as tight end one, are you saying that's Ferguson all day?
Yeah, like when they used a second round pick on a tight end, I thought that if he showed up and was ready and by default, like they might give him the edge to take that job because they just used a second round pick and lost Dalton Schultz. But I think Ferguson, first of all, with Ferguson, what you need to realize is that a year ago, if you like the nerd stuff, when they targeted Dalton Schultz, that was negative EPA. And that's just saying like, all right, the start of this play, we had this odds of scoring points on this drive. And after this play, it's this. And Jake Ferguson was one of their best. And on a per snap basis, he got the ball a lot and he did good things with the ball. So he already has a little bit of a track record with you. Watching some of the behind the scenes stuff and seeing him as a blocker and sort of the attitude and the way he carries himself. Yeah, I think Jake Ferguson's tight end one, and I don't think he's going to give that up at any point in 2023.
Yeah, I like that. I do, but I think this kid Stretch can find his way in that room a little bit. He's a guy that's going to play clean, but I like his versatility. I like his pass catching ability. I like his size. I'm always, and you know what? That maybe there is a size love that I have when it comes to the skill guys because I understand about catch radius. And so when you're talking about guys who are 6'5" and 6'6" and have some size to them and really gives your quarterback a wide range to throw into, it always helps. It always helps just a little bit more when your guy is a little bit bigger and more athletic than the next guy. So I'll be looking at Stretch a lot in this football game. Is there anything or one or side of the ball that you'll be focusing on particular?
I think that one's really interesting because that brings up new guys that haven't had to have their head on a swivel that might need to, and that would be Peyton Hendershot and Sean McEwen, because I don't like they ain't keeping 5 tight ends. So if John Stevens is making a push to make this team, then somebody's head better be on a swivel. And obviously he's off to a really good start. I mean, what I would love to see, but I just don't think we're going to, is I would love to see at least one of these offensive linemen. One of the offensive linemen that are going to play is going to have to play in real games. And so I don't know which one it could be that could try to make us feel like he could do something when somebody goes down. But between Sim Richards and Matt Waletzko, there's the one that they like. There's the one that they like that I had never heard of before the season started. Let me get on the roster real quick. And he seems to have leapt Farniok, who they moved to guard. Why don't they list their crap right on the roster? Some of them are OG, OT, some of them are T, some of them are G. Put them all together, you stupid Cowboys.
I'm talking about not Josh Ball.
Not Ball. Is it Bass or is it Hoffman? It may be Hoffman.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and I mean, but that's the state of their not starting 5, is that I'm like, crap, which one is it that they might kind of like that might have a little something? But somebody got to show you something, because one of you is going to have to play.
Yeah.
But whether that's 2 to 4 games or 10 to 12 games, one of you is going to have to play. And so whether it's going to be a tackle that could leave Tyler Smith at guard, whether it's going to be a guard and Tyler Smith could play tackle, and hell, we need to stop pretending that like Tyron's the only guy that can get hurt. Other guys can get hurt. We just assume Tyron's going to get hurt.
Well, because Tyron always gets hurt.
Yeah. But I would just love to, at the end of the day, be like, you know what? That one dude actually might have a little something. And I don't know who that's going to be. I think they would have hoped it would have been Richards or Edoga, and Edoga is obviously banged up and hasn't had a great camp. Somebody got to be able to block for us, and I still don't think he's here.
Yeah.
And maybe that's it. Maybe we just watch again and go, okay, it's time to figure this out, whether we're trading from a position of strength for somebody else's something, or whether it's, is there anybody that's currently on the couch? Somebody got to block somebody.
Last thing, when you look around the league and you hear things like the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid says that Patrick Mahomes and the starters will play probably the first half of football this coming Saturday. Jeffrey Cavanaugh thinks.
I think Jeffrey Cavanaugh thinks Jesse Holley, you got to stop worrying about it. I think there is no right or wrong. I think the only right or wrong is dictated after the fact, and I'm on team bubble wrap. I'm good with it. If they did it the other way, I'd be fine too. But I support team bubble wrap. And with the best roster you've had in I don't know how many years, but at least a decade, get to the regular season without taking any risks. As long as you feel good about the camp you've had and you feel like your guys are ready to play football, bubble wrap them and let's go play.
We bubble wrap a lot of dudes. Like, why isn't, if you're going to go heavy Will Greer, like why isn't Cooper Rush out there playing?
Okay, that one, Cooper Rush can play on my team bubble wrap. Cooper Rush should go play because I realize, I get it. He won games last year. Will Greer could have played that well. Cooper Rush does not raise to the level of the bubble wrap. The bubble wrap goes to Zach Martin, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tyron and Zach, Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons. Everybody else, I don't care. Brandon Cooks. Everybody else can go play. It just, look, and it's not, it likely won't happen. But who are they playing tomorrow? They're playing the Seattle Seahawks. I've seen a preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks, and it ended your quarterback's career. We're not doing it. And I know, what about practice? I don't know. We got to get ready to play football. I get it. And we're going to get ready to play football by practicing, but we're not going to go out there against some dude who's trying to make the roster for some other team and is going to go low on my quarterback because he was getting kind of close to him. And by God, the coaches are going to see this tape and they got to see me. And here I come. I wasn't going to make the team, but I'm out here trying too hard and doing crap I shouldn't be doing. It's like when you play flag football against the uncoordinated guy or the guy who just got out of pads. And I'm like, don't even throw me a jump ball on this dude because I'm not trying to get hurt. If we're playing for a bunch of money, fine. I'll moss his ass. But I'm not doing it out here against this dude because we're playing for fun and he's out of control. No. We're not playing in that uncontrolled environment. No.
I'm with you, I guess.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not at all.
No, you're not.
Oh, go ahead.
You're with you're with the Bills and the Chiefs and the Broncos and all the other teams that are in the Saints. And I'm trying to think of who I've watched. It's way more fun to watch other teams' preseason games because you get to watch the good players.
Before we get out of here, you said something that just reminded me that we are actually old. You said Mossum. And I realized that the young kids don't use moss anymore. Did you know that? I was working at camp a year ago, and a kid was like, Coach, I was like working with the receivers. He's like, I'm like, all right, what route do you want to run? He was like, give me the bean top. I'm like,
I've seen that too, but I'm not all that familiar. No, we moss people.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm going through my mental Rolodex. I'm like, bean top. What route is a bean top? I'm like, hey, come show me what that route is. He's like, nah, just throw it up. He's like, on your bean top. Mm-hmm. I said, like Mossum? He's like, what's the Mossum? I was like, oh my goodness. All right, bean top it is, guys. Let's run the bean top. So yeah, so they call it bean top or on your head or yeah. I'm old. I'm old. Right. I grew up in the Moss era. Now, it'll always be Moss to me. And
yes. Jalen Brooks looking for a bean top this weekend. All right. Enjoy, everybody, and we'll see you at some point next week after the game. How about that? This is Believe in Cowboys presented by our friends at BetOnline. And remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the